Hey, everybody. I'm Crystal, getting ready for some restore. Don't know if anyone's going to pop on tonight or not. I'll give everybody a few minutes. Oh, there's somebody. Hi. I don't know who's here. I'm guessing maybe Miss Kate, maybe Vicky. Whoever you are, we're going to give some people a few more minutes to pop on, maybe a minute or two. Oh, there's two people. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I say this every time that I teach a restore class, but just be mindful. And if I'm preaching to the choir, I apologize, but I do want to go ahead and bring attention to your space. So there's a strap there. Also, block, if you have a block. Hi, Kate. How are you? If you have a block, grab a block. Kate, you know all the drills. Lots of blankets. Kate, text me if there's anything in particular that you would like me to work on today. Otherwise, if it has a joint, we're going to open it up. I posted, if anybody is interested, I posted a playlist. It's just a piano playlist that I like. And I posted that in the comments. It's on Spotify. If you have Spotify and you would like to play it, you're welcome to do so. All right, it is 7:33. So we are going to get started. And I wish I could dim the lights, but then I don't think anybody can see me if I dim the lights. So we are actually going to get started. And supported butterfly. So basically in supported butterfly, I want you to bring your feet together and your knees out wide. And place some blankets, or I keep saying blankets, pillows, or anything you like underneath your knees, and then lower all the way down onto your back. So here's the idea. And you can place as many pillows underneath your thighs or your knees for support. I'm actually going to scoot up. So it kind of depends on if I'm teaching a fitness class or restore class, how far away I need to be from the camera. Here we go. So feet together, and then really think about opening up through your hips, but also having this be a nice, relaxing opening, letting your tailbone sink really low down into your mat, making sure that both your shoulder blades are there on your mat. And then, if you will, open up your arms, turn them up to face the ceiling. My guess is that we're all inside. Bring your arms up to face the ceiling and just breathe. Shut down your eyes. We're going to start here. We'll be here for about 4 minutes or so. You've been here probably for about 30 seconds. So hi to the next person that popped on. We're in, if you haven't known, we are in supported butterfly. So bring your feet together, knees out wide, grab your blankets, and lower all the way down onto your back. We're going to be here for about 4 minutes. Just close your eyes. Breathe. If it is available for you because you have the backlight of your TV or that, it's hard for me because then you can't see me, but I highly recommend you dimming the lights. And just breathe. So like I say every time, it's become my new breathing technique, but it works for grown-ups as well as it does for little kids. My youngest daughter always practices mindful breathing. And we practice inhaling, smelling. She likes to smell a chocolate chip cookie. Currently, I'm making dinner upstairs and it smells so good. We always eat late on Monday nights because I teach classes before this too. So smell whatever you want to smell right now. Maybe you have a candle lit. Maybe it's your dinner that you ate or getting ready to eat, or maybe it's dessert or whatever it is. Maybe you have a glass of wine next to you. That would be awesome. Smell it. And then as you exhale, gently blow your breath either out of your mouth or out of your nose, as if you would try to move the flame on a candle, but not extinguish it. So you want to have a little bit of force behind your breath, but not a lot. And continue with these deep inhales and exhales while you're in each pose. Thinking about growing length in your spine as you inhale and then sinking deep into your mat or the floor, whatever space you're practicing as you exhale and try and gently move the flame. And there's a reason why we want you to breathe as you're laying here in that exaggerated way. It's to bring an awareness to what's around you, bring an awareness to your physical state, your emotional state, your mental state on your mat. And also, this breathing like this calm breathing tells your body that you are not in a fight or flight situation, that you are not anxious, that you are not worked up, that you are not overwhelmed about anything, that you are lowering right now any stressors, any toxins, anything that you have right now. And you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to worry about that. And this deep breathing slowly helps you to relax your brain a little bit, relax your body. We've got about 30 more seconds here. And then wherever you are, I want you to move the pillows out from underneath your knees and close your knees up, kind of like a library book, if you will. And goalpost out your arms if that's comfortable for you. And then I want you to drop your knees down to your right. So maybe that means you have to stack your hips on top of one another. If your right hip doesn't love that as much, or your right knee wants a little bit of something extra, maybe you place a pillow under your right knee, or even better, place a pillow in between your right and left knee. The object here, though, is to keep both shoulder blades heavy on your mat as you twist. And I want you to really nothing here is forced. Really think about energetically keeping both shoulder blades heavy as you drop both knees off to your right. And it's a little bit harder when you're in this pose to get the deep inhales and exhales, but maybe notice in your body, what does it feel like now as you're getting these deep inhales and exhales in your belly as you're taking these big belly breaths? So maybe you're filling up your right side with air really easily, but your left side isn't quite coming, or your left side's filling up, your right side's still a little crunched together. Take your big, deep breaths in to fill up both sides, even if you're in kind of a twisting position. And then as you exhale, sink a little bit more off to your right in your twist. And we'll be here for about 4 minutes again. If you notice any sort of tingling or any sort of funky feelings, numbness in your fingers as they're extended out, or your arms as your arms are extended out, draw your hands either close to your heart center or close to your body. It happens to me quite frequently. So that's usually what helps me when that happens. You don't want to ignore that numbness or tingling. You have about another minute or so here. And then you have the option as well, when you're in this pose, if you'd like to feel a little bit more stretch through your neck, you can turn your left cheek towards your mat and expose your right. If that's a little bit too much through your neck and shoulders, you can always send your gaze off to your right. It's your choice. And on your next breath in, slowly bring your knees back up to center. Stay right where you are in your upper body. If you'd like to move your pillows, if you were using any pillows or props beforehand or blocks, go ahead and twist to your left this time. Always an option. My personal favorite is the pillow kind of right in between my knees, but really more where my shins are, protecting my ankle bone. And then I have the option, when I have a little bit of extra space there with my ankles protected, to lift my right hip up a little bit more toward the ceiling. And again, option to deepen through your twist here, your recline twist, to send your right cheek towards your mat, or you can go a little bit easier on your neck, send your left cheek toward your mat. Also an option would be great is just to keep a neutral spine and look straight ahead. That's usually my preference a lot of the times. You can extend your arms out long. You can cactus them. You can bring your elbows close to your side body. Just really think about your comfort right now. I want you to really tonight bring a huge awareness to your breath. And I know I talk about that every night, but I really think tonight that's going to be our focus. How can you use the power of your breath to calm your body down? We've been here for about a minute, so you have about 3 more minutes left here. Really feel the twist. If there's this side, if you have a little bit more in you, to stack your hips on top of one another and get it deeper in your side body twist, that's great. If not, that's okay too. If you need more pillows on this side, that's great too. Really concentrate on filling up your lungs and exhaling out. About another minute and a half here. Wherever you are in your thoughts, in your physical space, and your emotional space, continue your deep breathing. Breathing in through your nose, filling up into your whole body. So much so that your belly kind of expands as you bring in, and as you exhale, your belly contracts in. Really using the power of your breath. And what you'll also notice, what I notice, is that the more that I focus on my breath while I'm in these poses, the less ability my mind has then to wander off and to think about my to-do lists and what else I'm going to do and what I have to do for the next day and what I need to do and what's on my schedule. Got about another 30 seconds here or so on this side. Wherever you are, take a big breath in and exhale. Bring your knees back to your center of your midsection and grab hold of your shins. Really tuck your chin in tight. Bring your forehead into your knees if that's accessible to you. Take a big breath in here and then extend all the way down. Relax long. Just take a full body stretch. You twist it to your right and left. Just reach your arms up overhead and take a full body stretch. Point your tailbone forward. Relax your tailbone into your mat. Relax your shoulders into the mat. Maybe you come into Shavasana just for a minute. Turn your palms up. When I'm in Shavasana, also there's no right or wrong way for Shavasana, but I like to bring my heels to touch and my toes out. Your low back may not like that, and that's okay. Now you can enjoy taking full, deep belly breaths and exhaling. Note how much does your belly rise when you're taking your breath in, and how much does your belly fall? Slow, big inhalations. Can you make an inhale that's 6 seconds long? And can you exhale for 5 seconds? Take one more big breath in. And then as you're laying on your back, slowly start to turn and lay onto your belly. we're going to move, and I'll try not to move us too much. Come on up to a seated position. You can sit in hero's pose, so you're on your heels. If that doesn't feel good for you, just have a seat on your space on your sits bones. And then also a great one here that I talk about a lot is getting a little height and sitting on a pillow. I love sitting on a pillow to get a little bit more height. Draws your hips, angles them down just a little bit forward. So I kind of tweaked my neck a little bit today. And so I wanted to go in through some neck and shoulder exercises as well. Now that we've gotten our midsection nice and warmed up, we can do our head and neck, and then we'll go below. So try and, first of all, just sit up super tall. It's the first practice that we're going to do right now. Sit up super tall. And I want you to gaze straight ahead, or even better yet, shut your eyes down, but make sure that your face is super neutral. So you're not up and you're not down. You're just super neutral. And then round down into your mat with your sits bones or your glutes or your bum or whatever you want to talk about. So really push down energetically, but at the same time, lift through the crown of your head. And we're going to sit here for about a minute. I just want you to take note of what this feels like in your body as you're creating space between each and every single one of your vertebrae. As you're sending your breath into each and every single one of those notches going down your spine, creating a little bit more room as you go. Be conscious of your belly, big belly breaths going in and out as you inhale and exhale. Your lungs filling up with air. And again, use this time to forget about anything else and just focus. Focus on what you are doing right now in your physical body. How can you slow down just a little bit and breathe? Use the healing power of your breath. And then when you're ready, I want you to try and bring your elbows together. Maybe you grip your hands like so. If that's not accessible for you, that's fine too. I want you to think about gently bringing your thumb or maybe your knuckles right underneath your chin and lifting your chin just a little bit as you keep your elbows together and lift. Again, keep rooting down into your tailbone and keep lifting through your spine. So you're not forcing your neck back. You're not causing yourself any pain. You're just stretching. And the first thing that I always like to think about when we bend back in any way, whether it's our back or our neck or whatever, is lengthening. So root down, lengthen your spine, and then lift. And as you continue to draw your elbows together, you'll actually feel the stretch through your midsection and your back, right between your shoulder blades. Keep breathing. Sometimes it's hard to breathe. Take big breaths in as we're looking up. So do your best. If there's any tension on your low back, continue to tuck your tailbone in. So a lot of times when we have that little bend in our low back, it causes tension. So tuck your tailbone forward, get rid of that dip in your low back, and you might find a little bit of reprieve. If not, always an option. Find a different seat. We're going to be here for about one more big breath in. And then exhale. Come back to your neutral space. And then bring your hands gently behind your head. So I'm going to come up close to the computer so you can see this, or the camera so you can see this. My hands aren't even together. They're just gently tapping on either side of my head. So one of the things that we could do to injure ourselves is really pull down on our neck. We don't want to do that. So just use your fingertips and gently tap kind of behind your head. Sit up really tall, inhale, and then exhale. Just kind of drop your chin down. Maybe you draw your elbows in, but again, it's the energetics of your arm coming in. It's not your hands pulling your neck down. It's you getting the stretch through your shoulders as you're tucking in, still lengthening through your spine. But there's absolutely no force from your hands to the back of your head. None. Keep breathing. Keep trying to take big breaths in and out. And take note as you breathe, are you getting just a little bit more room between your shoulders and your neck and your spine? Are you feeling just a little bit more breath going into those teeny tiny spots in your vertebra? Think about it as like when you, okay, so my kids would laugh at me right now and they would say, what are you talking about? But think about like when you used to have a VCR and you had to blow into the VCR to get rid of the dust, or like a CD player or something, and that's kind of what you're doing between those little spaces in between each vertebra. You're blowing and you're getting rid of those dust particles. You're getting rid of that stuff that's unnecessary, the stuff that clogs everything up. Energetically, that's what you're doing. You're freeing up space. You're dusting, something I don't do very often, as I'm looking at dust on the coffee table over here. One more big breath in as you lengthen and sit up tall, reach down, and then come back up. Nice. All right, so right hand out. Same idea here, just a tap. See, there's no force. Open up through your elbow and gently draw your head off to your right. So our neck is super duper fragile, right? Neck is not like a glute muscle or a quad muscle. So no need to be here for 5 minutes stretching your neck out. We're going to be here for about 90 seconds. So I do want you to take note while you're here of those areas where that sweet spot that we talk about. But if you found that you moved through your sweet spot and you want another one, go ahead and shift. Maybe you look down, maybe there's more, a little tilt. What I want you to try and do as you're gently drawing your head off to your right, is continue to sit up tall though. So avoid the slouch. And it's super common with me. I'm a sloucher because I'm tall and I naturally tend to slouch, but avoid the slouch and reach. You want to sit up tall, keep your chest proud, and reach. Still blowing your air into those spots. Now those spaces get even shorter, smaller together, up closer to your neck. Still blowing the dust out of those spaces. Everything functions better, whether it was our VCR 25 years ago, 30 years ago, or our DVD players, or whatever it is, when we wipe the dust off a little bit, kind of clear it off, clear your space, Remove the junk, remove the excess. That's what you're doing right now. You're removing excess. Got about another 10 seconds here. And inhale, come on back up to center. Extend your left arm out. Gently tap the side of your right head. Make that connection and then give yourself a nice stretch. I'm going to watch my clock here, but I'm going to take the stretch with you for the whole time because this is what my neck is telling me it needs right now. Continue to sit up tall, just a gentle reminder. Root down into your sits bones, sit up tall. About 15 more seconds here. One more big exhale to reach. Inhale, release your left arm. Come back up to center. Oh, that feels so good. I want you to grab your strap if you've got one. And we did this 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we're going to do it again. But I want you to bring your hands up over your head. Open up through the strap. And then open up through your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, chest proud. You have the option. You can bring your strap down lower. You can hold it at its widest spot. You can come, whatever, what does your neck and shoulders need right now to feel open? That's what you do. Continue to lengthen out in your arms as you breathe. Got about 1 more minute here. Again, always exploring what it feels like to move your arms. You do not have to stay static in one pose. You're not here to win at anything. You're not here to try and be the most limber, be the most flexible. It's just you. Really focus on your breath. About 20 more seconds. Really focus on opening up through your heart, squeezing your shoulder blades and relax your shoulders down. 10 more seconds. Take 1 big breath in, as big as you can take it. And exhale. All right, our last stretch, and I'm going to take my jacket off so I can demonstrate the stretch once more. So I want you to reach your right arm up with the strap in it. And then left hand is going to go back by the small of your back. So this is the forward view of it right here. If I turn around, notice that I'm still sitting on my pillow. So I still have that additional benefit of height here. So the back view looks something like this. Now, I've got super long arms. I can actually hook my fingers. But again, that's to my benefit because I'm tall and I have really long limbs. But that's not accessible in your body. That's why we have the strap. But I want you to continue to root down. Continue to root down through your glutes, your sits bones, and sit up really tall. And then open through your spine. And maybe your fingers can touch and you can hold, but if you're doing anything with force, meaning that you have to hinge forward or you have to bring your shoulders up by your ears, or you have to get into an uncomfortable position or even painful position, release and use a strap. So this stretch is designed, it's going to be uncomfortable in the sense that your arms are in a funky spot and you're opening things up and you're stretching and you're blowing dust. But you are not out to reach and stretch to the point of injuring yourself. You got about 30 more seconds here. Continue to root down into your sits bones. Draw your bottom ribs in. If they're poking out, draw them in. Relax your shoulders. And then imagine the crown of your head growing taller, your neck getting longer. Take one more big breath in. And then exhale, go ahead and release your strap. Unwind. And just right here while we're here, take some giant circles forward and back. So maybe 3 forward each arm. And then 3 back each arm. And then as we're ready, go ahead and grab your, whatever you're servicing, whatever you have for a strap. Left arm is going to be up, right arm down. And I actually was having a conversation with my mom about this the last time that she was on here, because she says, I can do it on one side, but then another one's not so great. I have the same situation. So this side, it's a lot harder for me. So if I were going to hold this with my fingers clasped for about 2 minutes, I, at this point, am straining because it's a little bit more out of my reach. I can stay here for a little bit, but my body's telling me right now, if I'm going to be here for 2 minutes, probably going to pull something, or it won't feel nearly as the benefits. I'm not going to reap the benefits. So I've got my strap here. This is a great opportunity right now to take note of how your body is on both sides. And that your body is not the same on both sides, and that is absolutely A-okay. That maybe you're right-handed, so your right side is stronger than your left, And it's probably then not going to be as flexible as your left if it's stronger. And your left side may be a little bit more flexible, but can't hold nearly as much, and that's okay too. Got about a minute left here. And wherever you are, go ahead and release your strap. Come back up to a seated position. And I want you to sit on your mat. And I've got a little lift here. Spread your legs out pretty far. And this is where, for me, I grab all the things because my hips are super duper tight. And my hips require all the things. So open up as much as you can open up, sitting, but still enabling your body to sit up tall. So if I were to turn to the side to show you, I'm sitting up tall here, like so, and then reclining forward. Laying my head down. So this is super intense for me on my inner thighs and some on my outer thighs as well, and hips. But I like to have an active stretch here, so I flex my toes. And then once you hinge forward at your hips with a nice long spine, then you're welcome to relax forward. But be mindful that if you are just drawing your forehead down to your pillow like so, you're going to get a lot more stretch in your shoulders rather than hinging forward at your hips and then surrendering down. We will be here for 3 minutes. And here's what I notice when I hold this pose for quite some time, is that when I first get in the pose for about the first minute, I spend at least the first minute talking myself into it, going, okay, whoo, you got this. Keep breathing. Come on, you can. Send your breath to all those areas that you're feeling tight. And then after a while, I kind of settle in. Surrender to the fact that I'm going to be here for a little bit while longer. And slowly then you start to come into the pose. You slowly start to blow the dust out of the way, find the space that you need, and go a little bit lower. got about 1.5 more minutes here. So you've reached about your midway point, maybe a little more than midway. Is there a point now where you can hinge forward just a little bit more at your hips, find a little bit more depth? Take one more big breath in. One more exhale. Sink all the way into your pillow. And then inhale, come all the way back up to a seated position. And now we're going to roll down onto our belly. Yay! So I'm going to remove the pillow out from underneath me. Grab your strap, however. And we're going to stretch out our hamstrings. So option here, you can take legs up the wall or one leg up a wall. I'm going to do it with our strap. So I want you to wrap your strap around your right leg, keeping your left leg long. And then, so I like to wrap my strap kind of around my wrist to kind of relax my wrist. In the studio, the straps are long enough that they can hook around our shoulders and that we can relax our arms. But we are not in the studio, so we're making the best out of the situation. And then just stretch your hamstring. Flex your toes, draw your toes back toward your face. Same idea here. First minute, I always have to tell myself, what in the heck am I doing here? And then after that minute, slowly start to sink into it. Slowly starts to feel a little bit better. But we are going to be here for a full whopping 5 minutes. And I am going to take this pose with you and try and keep an eye on my watch at the same time. A lot of the reasons that I don't take the poses with you is because I'm afraid that my face is going to be mumbled or that you won't be able to hear me. And also I lose track of the time because I'll get lost in my own practice as well. So sitting up and basically staring helps me keep track of the time a little bit better. Flex your feet. If it's at all possible, try and relax both shoulder blades heavy on your mat. You're a little over halfway there. See if you've got any more length in your right hamstring to go. Avoid locking out your knee altogether because you could run the risk of hyperextension. So just keep a soft bend in your right knee. Take note of how your hip feels, how your hamstring is feeling right now, even maybe in through your calf muscle behind your knee, your inner thigh. About 1 more minute. Take a big breath in. Exhale, draw a bend into your knee to lower your foot down and then remove your strap. Then slowly extend your right leg long. Do whatever you need to do in your right leg. And then bend your left knee. Wrap your strap around your left foot. Extend your left leg long. And we'll get started. Again, try not to force your leg into any sort of situation here. Your left legs might be different. And know that you had your right leg lifted up in the air for a long time. So your left leg is not going to start where your right leg finished. So keep in mind, just be patient. You have nowhere to be. Your leg has no goal of getting anywhere. You're 2.5 minutes in, so you're halfway there. Are you starting to notice now that your left hamstring is starting to warm up just a little bit? Maybe you've gotten past that point where it's like, oh my word. And now you're thinking, okay, I've got this. Continue to blow into the VCR, the DVD player, whatever you're blowing. Continue to wipe the dust off your coffee table. Blow on the picture frame to remove dust so you can see things more clearly. Whatever you need to do, this is you in your body, in your practice right now, blowing the dust away from all the tiny little crevices. You've got 1 more minute left here. Option to move your leg around, to play around with the space. You have 30 more seconds here. Do whatever your body needs in the last 30 seconds of this pose. Take 1 more big breath in. Exhale, release. Go ahead and invite a bend into your left knee. Bring both knees into your chest one last time. And then whenever you're ready, I want you to extend your legs long. You're going to come back into our final Shavasana. Palms up. I like to bring my heels to touch, toes out. Create space underneath my shoulders. Just shut your eyes down. I'll call you back in about 4 minutes. Wherever you are, super slowly start to bring your thoughts back to your mat. Start to breathe some life back into your body with a little bit more intention. Maybe you want to wiggle your fingers, your toes, roll out your ankles, your wrists. If you're ready, if you'd like to move some more, you can reach your hands up overhead for a full body stretch. Take it all in. Take one more big final breath where your belly can rise and one more big exhale where it can fall in. And then turn your body to your right side for supported fetal position. You want to tuck your knees in tight, resting your head on your bicep, placing your left hand on your mat or the carpet or whatever you've got, your earth below you. Continue to breathe here. Continue to take note of the energy that's inside of your body. With your breath, that you are able to acknowledge that energy that's in your body. And you are actually able to calm down your thoughts, your mind, your physical state, your emotional state, just by breathing deep. Your breath is such a powerful tool, and it's there for you all the time, anytime. Wherever you are, press yourself into your earth. Whatever you're on, come on up to a seated position. Draw your hands together and your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you that tuned in to watch this class. I am so grateful for all of you that set 1 hour of your life aside to enjoy this class, to practice with me, to move, to breathe with me. I am so grateful for that, our breath. For even when we're apart, our breath can unite us energetically. And it can unite us when we're back again together at some point in the future. So the light in me sees and honors and is so, so humbled by the light inside each and every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you. Love you all. I think I know all of you who are on here. See you next week.